A long week for the Coastal Carolina men's basketball team. Good Sunday. This is the Cliff Ellis Show. I'm Rich Krampanis, and as we welcome in head coach Cliff Ellis, a reminder, coach, to try and put a positive spin. There have been 73 Coastal Carolina wins over the past 3 years, so this is unfamiliar territory.
Well, it's a tough week for us. I think our kids fought hard, but also I don't think we've played any more brutal schedule as far as number of games during the conference race than we've had this year. But at the same point in time, you got to try to manage it. I think the biggest question mark has been with regards to depth of our team, and I think that we're being able to build that through these 3 games. And we've had some injuries, Danny Neiman, and those things haven't helped us. But anyway, we hats off to UNC Asheville. They've won the regular season. We won it the last 2 years. They've won it. Now our total focus is going to be on going to the Big South Conference tournament, which will be in Asheville, and trying to get the championship there. So we've got 2 weeks to do that. We've had a good regular season. It's not over, but we've got to focus on the Big South Conference tournament championship, and I think build our depth. And I think on Saturday against Winthrop, we were able to do that. I was very pleased with Charles Ashford and BC Addy. They were put in a tough situation, but I think that will help us come Big South Conference tournament time.
Coach, prior to the start of the Winthrop game, it was announced that Kier Greenwood was suspended 1 game for a violation of team rules. You choose not to give details on that, as you have every right to, but certainly shorthanded with Danny Neiman out as well with a hip pointer.
Well, first of all, Kier's a good kid. He's a good person. I've raised 3 children. There's always times that I was tested as a father. You have rules and you have policies, and if those policies aren't followed, you got to take the keys away from the car. Kier is going to be back with our team. He has to suffer the consequences, as does our team. But our policies are important to us, and we must follow them.
Saturday afternoon, Coach, Coastal Carolina taking on Winthrop. Tall task to always come here to Rock Hill.
Well, we were shorthanded. You got to give a lot of credit to Anthony Raffa, to Charles Ashford. They were put in a tough situation they hadn't been in, having to play the point. BC Addy going inside, it gave him an opportunity to give time, but those guys were put in a tough situation. But our team handled it, responded, I thought, really got out of the gate very well.
What a good start, Coach. Sam McLaurin slamming here off the Anthony Raffa miss, and then John Pack very effective in the first 4 minutes.
Well, our whole purpose was to get the ball inside. We got it inside, and we were able to get some buckets.
Dexter Moore hits this 3 here. Coach, you're up 9-3 early on, looking good.
Well, we were playing a zone, we were making a miss, and we were getting the ball inside.
Then they started to hit, mainly Andre Jones, a couple of times here, Coach. Outstanding player.
Hey, it sure is. This thing to understand about Winthrop is they've got 4 seniors that won a Big South Conference championship 2 years ago. 4 of those guys played against us 2 years ago and won it. So a lot of players back, and Jones is one of those guys that's been around for a while.
John Pack, nice feed here to Ward Gillis. The hoop and the foul were tied up at 14.
Yes, it's a good hoop.
And then Anthony Raffa playing the point, had a couple of long 2-pointers. Coach, take the 18-14 advantage. You're up by 4.
Yes, and we've got things. If the longer we can take this game, the more nervous that Winthrop will get. So we've got them on the ropes right now.
And then time for the depth to show. Here's BC Addy getting involved. Nice layup here for 2.
Yes, he did a good job. I was very proud of the way that he played.
And then we see BC on the other side of the floor. Nice block shot right here, Coach.
Yes.
And now another guy, Charles Ashford, coming in, spelling Raffa at the point, a lay-in here. Coach, you're right into it. It's a 2-point game.
He did a good job coming off that bench. I was very proud of Charles.
Well, there's that Winthrop experience. Matt Morgan slams one down to make it 26-22. Sam McLaurin, the hoop and the foul here. Coach, you're only down 2.
Well, we need that ball in Sam's hands.
But the last 4 minutes of the first half is where Winthrop really won this basketball game. Middleton hits a 3 here, and then take us through these last 2 plays, just some tough fortune for you.
Well, it was very tough. Of course, after the basket is made, they hit a shot, and then we didn't clear the ball out of bounds trying to get it. And, we're down 4 at one time, and all of a sudden now it's a 3-point shot, 2 2-pointers, and shoot, we're down 11 at halftime.
Matt Morgan at the buzzer makes it 39-28. It was a real bizarre ending there. Winthrop scored 5 points in the last 2 seconds, and they seemed to carry that over to the beginning of the second half.
They did. The first 5 minutes of the second half was key. We couldn't score. We were in a drought scoring, and our defense was pretty good, but we just couldn't score a bucket early.
Coach, that was a tough 4.5-minute stretch where you didn't score a single basket. Anthony Raffa does finally get you on the board in the second half.
Well, it's good to kind of break the ice there.
Coach, the one player I thought who was a very consistent performer was Sam McLaurin, and he was not giving up despite being down double digits.
Well, there's no doubt he's a guy that's never going to give up.
And we'll talk about Sam McLaurin one more time here with our Hooters. Did you see that? Another great play here by Sam McLaurin.
He did a good job.
Then John Pack on the inside makes it a 53-37. You're down 16, and boy, if John can stay out of foul trouble, good things will happen.
Yeah, he got in foul trouble, and you know, that was a big key to this game. But anyway, we're fixing to make a comeback.
The comeback was sparked by Charles Ashford. He seemed to get much more comfortable in the second half, Coach.
And that's a good thing, because I think that'll help us down the stretch.
Here's Ashford one more time. Coach, at one point you were down 20, and the fight by your team was very, very impressive.
Well, the team's not going to quit, and we were able to cut it down. It was a 10-point game.
How about Dexter Moore making a couple of plays as well? And, you know, it was interesting to see Winthrop starting to sweat there. They thought the game was over, but you guys made it interesting.
Well, I thought that we made some shots, and we got them to miss, and our defense was good, and we were able to mount a comeback.
But in the end, it was not enough. Winthrop gets a 67-57 win over the Chanticleers. Sam McLaurin with 12 points and 8 rebounds. Dexter Moore, the only other shot, in double digits with 10. We caught up with Sam after the game.
Monday preparation is going to be huge. But like I said, I know we're used to winning all these games right here. This year we're losing them towards the end. But I'll take them. As long as we can win those last 3 in March, I'll take it.
I was talking with my teammates just now. They was telling me that I can help them down the stretch because, you know, they really didn't get to see what I could do this whole season, but now they're confident in me, and now I'm just confident in myself, and now I know I can help the team. So I'll go out there and play as hard as I can and give them whatever they need.
Our HCC peak performer from the Winthrop game, Sam McLaurin, redshirt junior, 12 points and 8 rebounds.
Well, he did a good job inside, and you know, we need to go through him, and he did a good job.
Time for us to take a break. When we come back, we'll look back on Thursday night's game against High Point. You're watching the Cliff Ellis Show, presented by HTC and Griffin Industries.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
Coastal Carolina University Chanticleers need to concentrate on playing their best, not worrying about what to do if an injury occurs. At Strand Orthopedic Consultants and Coastal Orthopedic Associates, we offer all our patients comprehensive orthopedic care from our team of renowned specialists. So no matter what your game, you can stay on top of it. Strand Orthopedic Consultants and Coastal Orthopedic Associates, proud to be the team physicians of the Coastal Carolina University Chanticleers and sponsors of the Coach Cliff Ellis Show.
Hello, I'm Tommy Britton. Along with my children, Case, Preston, and Mary Madison, I practice law here in Myrtle Beach. We're now known as the Britton Law Firm. And Coach Ellis and Coach LaForce, we have fine men that are leading our students at Coastal to great achievements. It's been a pleasure over the years to sponsor this program. The Britton Law Firm, all claims, trials in all courts.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Crescent Bank. The great folks at Crescent Bank are big supporters of Coastal Carolina basketball and Chanticleer athletics. Visit one of Crescent Bank's 4 Grand Strand locations in Conway, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, and Garden City. Crescent Bank. Have a nice bank.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Griffin Industries, a tradition in agribusiness since 1943.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Griffin Industries. Since 1943, Griffin Industries has been partnering with restaurants to provide spent grease removal. Griffin's family-owned recycling expertise covers 18 states, including the Carolinas. Call Griffin Industries today to see how your restaurant can receive best in-class service coupled with the most attractive rebate programs in the industry. Call 800-743-7413 or visit www.griffinind.com.
Welcome back to the Cliff Ellis Show. We look back on earlier action from this week as the Chanticleers had a Thursday night matchup with High Point. Let's rejoin Coach Cliff Ellis with the highlights from CCU and the Panthers. Coach, looking to bounce back on Thursday night against High Point.
Well, we did. It was a tough loss against Campbell, and the first 5 minutes I knew was going to be key. But again, we had a team that came in and had a three-point barrage. They shot the basketball like Campbell did Tuesday night, and bang, we're in the hole, and we don't have confidence already. So it was a tough deal.
Early on, Coach Anthony Raffa did get into a good rhythm. He had a 2 and then a 3.
Well, he did, and he came out reeling early on.
And Coach, you kind of knew with the zone, that's what teams are playing against you. You needed the 3 ball, and Chris Grandigo at one point had 3 consecutive threes.
Well, teams are zoners. We had trouble with it early in the season. We came out of it, but for whatever reason, right now we're struggling knocking the 3-point shot down, and we've got to just keep doing what we're doing, and keep working at it, and it'll come back.
And Chris Grandigo had the good fortune early on.
They were all over it. Cheek hits, Wallace hits, 2 guys that didn't play much against us last time. They were hitting from everywhere. And Shine and Barber are 2 of the best that there is, and they showed what their ability is. This was not about what Coastal didn't do. It was about what High Point did.
Absolutely. John Pack, the hoop and the foul here, and then Anthony Raffa with a baseline jumper. Coach, you started to get into it and manage that deficit.
Well, we started coming back, but again, High Point, every time we try to close it, they would make a big shot.
Yes, exactly right, Coach, because after this play by Sam on the inside, Shea Shine again makes it 33-23.
Well, it's a 10-point game, and we've just got to try to get it back one possession at a time.
33-25 after this John Pack tipping, and then Coach, sometimes when things aren't going your way, very bizarre ending to the first half. Raffa hits the deck. He might have shot it early because the buzzer went off, but there was still 6 seconds.
Well, he shot, there was 6 seconds on the clock. It was one of those nights they banked in a 3, and we're driving down the lane with 6 seconds, and the horn goes off, and Raffa puts up a shot. It was just we didn't make breaks, but we didn't get any.
And then Raffa, when that was all sorted out, you get to the free throw line. Raffa misses the front end of a 1-and-1, and you're down 8 at the half, 33-25.
Yes, but we could have been down further than that. We know in the first few minutes that we got to try to seize control of this game, and we did. We came back and made some things happen early, got it back close. Fans were wonderful. They really tried to help our team get into this.
Well, in the second half, every time you had an answer, it seemed like Shea Shine had an answer, Coach.
Sure did. He was tough.
And then here's Corey Law with the slam. A technical, though, for hanging on the rim, and that kind of opened the door for you to get back into it. And here's Kier from 3.
Well, and Kier did a great job. He knocked down shots on the outside. That was big for us.
Sam McLaurin, the hoop and the foul. Boy, he got pounded here, Coach. He paid the price, and you're down 5.
It was a physical game. We had a couple injuries out of this game.
And now back and forth it goes. You're trying to get close. Kier with the jumper here makes it 50-42, but there's Shine with a 3. Every big bucket they seem to have was a 3-ball.
It was, and, you got to give them credit.
Kier Greenwood, boy, what a second half he had. The 3-pointer here makes it 53-45, and then how about this lay-in, Coach? You're down 6 with about the 10-minute mark.
Well, we're trying to come back.
And this is where the crowd starts to get into the game. You get a nice stop here, 35-second shot clock violation, and the door's starting to open, Coach.
The best part of this game was our fans in our student section and our fans overall trying to get this team. We've been playing a lot of games. We came off of a loss. I commend and applaud the fans for the way that they tried to get our team into this game. We needed that.
And Sam McLaurin right here on the inside. You're down 1, 53-52. Coach, it seemed like one more possession would have just tilted the whole thing, but here's Nick Barber, the hoop and the foul, and it goes from 1 to 4 in a hurry.
Well, we had a chance. I think we had a steal. Raffa had a steal, and then we turned it back over. It's just one of those things that just didn't seem to go right.
Shea Shine was so hot, and then this is where Nick Barber kind of took control. After that hoop and foul, he hits the 3 here, and just like that, it's 9 points again.
Absolutely.
John Pack makes it 63-56 at the 6:14 mark. Kier Greenwood with the drive. You're down 7, and Coach, it just keeps getting closer and closer. How about this play by Chris Grandigo? The steal and the lay-in, it's 65-60 with 2:40 to go.
Well, there's plenty of time. We've just got to make things happen at each possession.
Here's Grandigo, hoop and a foul, and Coach, it just kind of knows when it is going to be your night. Chris is such a good foul throw shooter, and here he misses the free throw. That would have made it 66-63.
Well, I think Chris got a little bit tired. He played 34 minutes, and when you get tired, your legs are not where they need to be.
And Coach, you kind of threw the kitchen sink at High Point, and a lot of chances, and Grandigo steals it here, but he kind of throws up a wild shot, and like you said, fatigue might have played a role.
Well, we just didn't make the shot, but again, I'm going to give High Point the credit.
And in the end, High Point was able to kind of seal the deal here, the tip, and kind of put the game away. Tough night at Campbell Arena.
Well, we didn't bounce back the way I wanted us to. We're in a tough stretch, and we didn't answer the bell. That's the bottom line. But it was more about what High Point did, which was nail three-point shots, and as opposed to what we didn't do.
We let them get off to a good start. They was feeling it, and I mean, when you play a team like that, you can't let them catch rhythm early. And that's what we did. We allowed them to catch a rhythm early, and it was just hard to stop it after that.
If they give me an open shot, I take it, but I feel they're containing me a little more. They're containing all of us. I mean, Chris, Sam, everybody. I mean, it's tough for all of us right now. I mean, that's how it gets when you play the second team the second time around the conference.
Our HTC peak performer from the High Point game, Kier Greenwood, 18 points and 5 assists against the Panthers.
Well, he made big shots, and he tried to get us in rhythm, played good defense. Very proud of the way that he played. We just didn't get a lot of help around him. I didn't think on the perimeter.
Time for us to take a break. When we come back, we'll look back on Tuesday night's game against the Campbell Camels. That's when the Cliff Ellis Show continues right after this.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Creek Rats, A&I Fire and Water Restoration, and Britton Law Firm.
When it comes to fire, water, and mold damage, there is only one company to call, A&I Fire and Water Restoration. A&I has been in business for nearly 4 decades and continues to win national awards for their cutting-edge technology in the field, craftsmanship, and excellent customer service. In 2010, A&I took home another Chrysalis Award and are also recipients of the Big 50 Award for Remodeling Magazine. A&I is the Grand Strand's oldest, largest, and most trusted fire and water restoration company. So when disaster strikes, you know who to call. The name to trust, A&I Fire and Water Restoration.
HTC high-speed internet is not only crucial to my day-to-day work, but it also offers a constant connection to the world around me. News, weather, staying in touch with friends, and still catching all the things I can't get on TV. HTC delivers the fastest and most reliable connection to the things that mean the most.
Get HTC high-speed residential internet for as low as $14.95 a month with a variety of speeds available.
HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
Locals love Creek Rats for dinner. They rave about the seafood dinner special, baskets, po' boys, wraps, and burgers. When you experience those incredible waterfront views, you get that relaxed Creek Rats attitude on the Marsh Walk in Merle's Inlet and on Celebration Lake in Florence.
Welcome back to the Cliff Ellis Show. A long week got started on Tuesday night at Campbell Arena. Let's check back in with Coach Ellis for the highlights between the Chanticleers and Campbell. The team already got a win earlier against you. You knew they were going to be a tough out.
Well, they're a very good basketball team, and we had control of the game until about the 10-minute mark, and they just kept coming at us, and they eventually made some big shots, and you got to give them a lot of credit. They certainly played extremely well throughout the game, had inside-outside presence, and we see why this league is good and why every game is tough, and so I give them a lot of credit.
Coach, 9-0 start for Campbell. They just were making everything early on.
Well, we have a tendency not to get off to a good start for whatever reason. Teams come in and make shots early. We're going to have to start looking at that with regards to, where that's coming from. But you got to give them credit, jumping out 9-0, but we did come back.
And you did come back with a 6-0 run, starting with Kier Greenwood, and then here's Sam McLaurin putting one back with a slam.
Well, he made a big play, and of course there's zoning inside throughout the game, and it's harder to get the ball into Sam, but when we do get it into him, good things can happen.
And then here's Anthony Raffa with the steal in the lane. It's a 9-6 game. Coach, you answer with that 6-0 run.
Yes, that was a good play.
And, Coach, as this long week was going on, you mix things up, go a little deeper in the rotation, and Dexter Moore, well, the threes were there and he was taking them.
Well, the key to our first half momentum was Dexter Moore and him taking big shots and making shots. He had a great game for us.
Dexter, with this three here, it's 18-16 Campbell, and then Eric Griffin picked up 2 fouls early, but he played very smart with those 2 fouls, and he was still contributing.
Well, he's a tough out, and even though he got those 2 fouls, they did a good job of subbing for him on the free throw line, getting him out on the defensive end.
But you had the comeback here as Kier Greenwood blocks the shot. Dexter Moore, the hoop and the foul. It's 21-20 Chanticleers at the under 8 timeout.
Well, we're starting to get control of it and early on, and we really play well from here on out the first half.
Indeed, and Dexter Moore did it again. Another three-pointer, 12 points in the first half for Dexter Moore, Coach.
He did a great job.
It's time for Chris Grandigo to get hot. Here he hits the turnaround jumper to make it 29-22. And, Coach, this is as pretty as it gets. Kier Green with the alley-oop to Chris.
He did a nice job. That was a set play, and then we got it, and it was a big bucket for us.
And it deserves another look with our Hooters. Did you see that? Grandigo, the alley-oop. But, boy, it was that Kier Greenwood placed it perfectly.
He really did. The pass was there.
So, Coach, you're up 1 with 21 seconds to go. You call a timeout, and here's Chris Grandigo to clean up.
Well, we got a screen for Kier coming off the top of the key, and he made a good play. Chris made a good play going to the basket.
Grandigo slams it down, and at the half, Coastal Carolina has a 34-31 lead. Second half, another good start as Grandigo tips this one in off the miss, and then Anthony Raff, it wasn't his best game, but he gets 2 here, and he takes a punishment along the way.
Well, he was aggressive. He did have a sluggish start, but of course Dexter came in and gave us the play behind it, so we kept the gears in motion.
I think the best thing about Dexter is we're going to show all of his points, of course, but he did a real good job. He had a number of really solid passes on the interior.
He really did.
Here's one of those plays, and then Dexter one more time with a pass inside, this time to Sam McLaurin. And then one more time for Dexter, falling down, and this was a marvelous effort for Dexter Moore.
Sure was. Again, I can't say enough about the game that he played.
And at this point, Coach, you're enjoying a double-digit advantage with 10 minutes to go, but then things are going to start to sway.
Well, you're going to start seeing Campbell make some big plays. The ball's not going to go the way we want it to. We struggled at the foul line, but they seem to make everything. I think they hit 70% of their shots in the second half.
They sure did, Coach. Chris Grandigo hits this 3 here, makes it 56-49, but here come the Camels. White with the steal and the slam. It's 56-54, and now things are going to get tight.
Yes, and you got to give them credit. They're making plays.
Here's Grandigo with a 3, and then John Pack slams one down. It's 62-58 Coastal, but now the Campbells are going to take control from here. Griffin with a 3. The Camels take a 3-point lead.
Well, and from here we can't panic, but you know the confidence of Campbell is really rising.
No question about it. Sam McLaurin on the inside gets you within 1, 65-64, and then this is a big moment here, Coach. 5:40 to go. You're down 3, and John Pack fouls out of the game.
Huge play, and when we lose one of the big guys, it's usually a problem for us.
Kiera Greenwood with the drive here, but Coach, it seems every time the ball went in the cylinder for you, Campbell was turning right back around and putting it in the basket.
Well, again, they made plays.
Coach, you're looking for answers, and Warren Gillis did some good things in crunch time. Here he gets you within 1, 69-68. I
thought Warren did a good job for us coming off the bench.
But this slam here by White puts the Camels in front by 5, 73-68.
Well, you gotta give them credit. Again, they made plays.
Warren Gillis with this basket here, 3:20 to go, you're down 3, and then Coach, you know, here's the most important part of the game. I thought you played great defense for 34 seconds, and hey, got to give credit to Campbell. They hit the big shot when they needed it.
And it was a knockdown shot.
Absolutely, back-to-back three-pointers, so you go from down 3 to down 9 in the blink of an eye in 2 possessions, and that really was game over.
Well, that's what can happen. You go from 1 possession to 3 possessions in a hurry.
81-75, the final. Coach, you got to tip your cap to the Campbell Camels, who make it a season sweep. First time in 2 years that someone has swept the Chanticleers.
Well, you got to give them credit. They're new in the league. That's the reason that they're good. This is a team that beat Iowa by 20 at Iowa, so they're season tested and new in our league. They're a very good basketball team.
And after the game, the Chanticleers talked about a tough loss at home on Tuesday night.
I mean, we've won the Big South 2 years in a row and haven't gone to the tournament once. So, I mean, we got to get those 3 wins in March. That's all it really means. So we got to get our focus right. And when we come back, we got the rest of the season and 3 big games in March we got to focus on.
I'll put this game behind me. I mean, we didn't win. It's a team game. It's not about the individual. So it's a team game. So I'll just put this one behind.
Our ACC peak performer from the Campbell game, Dexter Moore, the senior, with 17 points off the bench.
He sure did a nice job. He really was the impetus behind us having the lead in the first half.
Grand Strand Hooters presents A Look Back, highlighting some of the great moments from the Cliff Ellis era at Coastal Carolina. We go back to January 8th, 2011 in Lynchburg, Virginia. Cliff Ellis makes history in the Chanticleer's 70-67 win over the Liberty Flames. Ellis becomes the 26th coach in history to reach 600 Division I wins. Hooters, with 2 locations in Myrtle Beach, is a proud sponsor of the Cliff Ellis Show.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Coastal Orthopedic, Strand Orthopedic, Crescent Bank, have a nice bank, and Chanticleer Holdings.
Come get that relaxed Creek Rats attitude on the Marsh Walk in Merle's Inlet and overlooking Celebration Lake on South Cashua in Florence.
HTC Home Security offers me the comfort of knowing I'm safe at night. I count on the monitoring services to safeguard my family and my belongings. HTC offers the peace of mind and protection I need for the things that matter the most.
Bundle your HTC home phone with your existing security equipment for one low price. Switch to HTC Security Monitoring and start saving today.
HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
Time now for our HTC scouting report, Coach. A 2-game week, but you got to turn right back around Tuesday and match up with UNC Asheville. That's where the Big South Championship runs through.
Well, this NBA stretch finalizes itself Tuesday. It will be our 5th game in, I don't know, 9 or 10 days, and our crowd will be a big factor. Asheville did not have to play Thursday. They had Saturday. They've had a break. They're going to come in here fresh. But we do have, we're not playing in 48 hours, it's 72 hours from Saturday, so we got a chance to get our legs a little bit under us. But we need our crowd, and we need to come back and get focused. And again, the Big South title is going to go through Asheville, North Carolina. They're in here Tuesday night, so we need to have a great crowd. We need to have a lot of energy, and it should be a fun time as we really finish this week off with our last home games. And then I do want to say that Saturday is senior day, bracket buster game against Tennessee Tech. It's a noon game. So two games that finish our homestand out, and we want to finish it by sending these players off with a lot of energy from our home crowd.
And just to update the point guard situation, Kiera Greenwood will be back on Tuesday. How about Danny Neiman, who's got that hip pointer?
Danny is questionable, I would say. Doubtful for Tuesday, questionable for Saturday. The big thing is getting back for the Big South Conference tournament.
2 weeks to go, Coach, and plenty of time to get things going.
We've got 2 weeks to get ready, and you know, that's when the tournaments go, and it's the first round of the NCAA tournament, really.
All right, Coach, best of luck and have a safe trip back.
Thanks.
For Coach Cliff Ellis, I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next week with 2 home games, UNC Asheville and the bracket buster against Tennessee Tech, right here on the Cliff Ellis Show.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Bonnie Plants. Our roots run deep.
Hello, I'm Cliff Ellis, and these are peat pots from Bonnie Plants. Bonnie Plants is where I like to go. When you get ready to garden this spring, you need to buy Bonnie Plants. They're the only ones in these 100% biodegradable peat pots. They encourage healthy root development, and they're so easy to plant. Just tear off the bottom half of the pot and the recyclable label, and they're ready to go in the ground. I want to thank Bonnie Plants for being a supporter of the Cliff Ellis Basketball Show. The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Griffin Industries. Since 1943, Griffin Industries has been partnering with restaurants to provide spent grease removal. Griffin's family-owned recycling expertise covers 18 states, including the Carolinas. Call Griffin Industries today to see how your restaurant can receive best in-class service coupled with the most attractive rebate programs in the industry. Call 800-743-7413 or visit www.griffinind.com.